Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your October 2021 reading. Super excited to see what you guys have going on. The readings have been pretty interesting thus far, so can't wait to see what you guys have come up for you. I'm going to be doing a 3-card spread for you guys, indicating your most recent past, your present energy, and the potential future outcome. So I'm going to be using the Light Seer's Tarot for this spread and clarifying with the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. I do want to preface by saying that I am not yet fully aware of all of the cards in this deck, so I haven't had experience with all of them yet. So I'm going to ask for your patience if I do need to look up what some of these animal spirit cards are, because I don't know them all. So I appreciate your patience and kindness while waiting for that, but let's jump right in and see what you guys got going on. Please, universe, spirits, guides, angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves, what can you tell me about all of my Cancer friends' most recent past? That was totally me. What can you tell me about Cancer's most recent past, please? There it is. Ooh, the Hierophant. All right. So, you guys, I'm in this. I put my camera in a new position because the lighting is better, but it's natural light, so it's causing a glare on the card. I'm really sorry. But in your most recent past position, you have the Hierophant. This is a card of lessons and spiritual enlightenment. It's also that card of find like spiritual teachers or guides, right? So that's saying when the student is ready, the teacher appears, kind of thing, right? So in your most recent past, you may have experienced this in some kind of way, but we'll get more with the clarifiers. So what can you tell me, please, about what's going on presently for all my Cancer friends during the month of October 2021? Nope, too many. What are all of my Cancer friends experiencing presently for October 2021, please? What can you tell me about what my Cancer friends are experiencing the month of October? All right. Woo! That's a lot. All right. I have like a... What in the heck? All of these cards are crazy. All right. So here, the only card that came face up is the Ace of Wands. So what this tells me, first of all, is that the ace represents always, right, this new beginning. The Ace of Wands can be this new creative pursuit, right? This new idea as well. So you may have had that come in, right? You may have started something new, a new creative project, perhaps a new business even. Okay, and what's the potential future outcome for my Cancer friends, please? What is the potential outcome for my Cancer friends, please? Oh, that's way too many cards. Way too many cards. Look at this mess, you guys. It's a hot mess. All right, let's try that again. What can you tell me about the potential future outcome for my Cancer friends, please? It's too many. It's too many. I take jumpers, you guys, but if it's like 12. Okay, so what can you tell me about the potential future outcome for my Cancer friends, please? That was probably me. Good Lord. What can you tell me about the potential future outcome? With all these cards flying out this way, I'm kind of getting the feeling that it can go multiple ways depending on you. But can we please get a general idea, Spirit, of what's going to be going on with all of our Cancer friends for October 2021, please? Can we just have a general idea of the potential future outcome? Okay, this card has come out like 12 times now. It'll be interesting. Like, I'm going to see if it comes out again. Because if it does, I'm definitely taking it. Even though it's come out with many. The eight, excuse me, of wands has been coming out. So, what is the potential future outcome, please? Goodness gracious. Come on now. Potential future outcome, please. What is the potential future outcome? Lord. What is the potential future outcome for all of my Cancer friends? This is insane. I usually don't have like this hard of a time getting cards out. What can you tell me about the potential future outcome for my Cancer friends, please? All of my Cancerians. You're like the only one I know. There we go. There's one card face up, finally. You guys are like the only sign that I know how to say like the plural version of your name. So the potential future outcome here is the High Priestess. This is intuition, psychic dreams, psychic awareness, or insights, right? Magic. It's like freaking Harry Potter. The bottom of the deck here is the Five of Pentacles. This is the energy of being ostracized, left out in the cold. This can also mean financial difficulties or difficulties with health. Okay. So, and that is in the bottom of the deck. So that is what is unseen, what is hidden, or what is unexpected. And we'll see how that plays into the reading as we go further. So what can you tell me, please, about the Hierophant and why it's here? Why is the Hierophant in my Cancerian's most recent past, please? Okay, wanted to come out. The Bear. Ha! Imagine that. The bear is this representation of awakening from a spiritual slumber. Okay, so it's like part of the spiritual journey and spiritual awakening. Which is interesting, isn't it? Because, again, that Hierophant there is really about lessons in spiritual enlightenment. If you look here, the Hierophant is sitting there at the base of those stairs, and the top, that light there at the top of the stairs, is that representation of the journey to enlightenment, awareness, awakening. Okay, and the bear represents waking up in that, right? No longer being able to ignore it or sleep through it, if you will. Okay, wow. You guys, I love these animal spirit cards because they are so fucking on point. And yes, I swear in my readings if you didn't notice. So here we are. All right, for your present, we have the Ace of Wands. So what can you tell me about this Ace of Wands in the present energy, please? Why the Ace of Wands for my Cancerian friends? Too many. Everywhere. Why the Ace of Wands? Let's try that again. If it comes out again, it comes out. Why the Ace of Wands for my Cancerian friends? Thank you. The Dolphin. This is an intuitive card, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I just did a reading, and this was one of them. It might have been the card. It might not. I don't remember. But the dolphin is a very spiritual being nonetheless. One of the more highly intelligent creatures, right? Both in spiritually and otherwise. So, and why the High Priestess for the future outcome, please? What can you tell me about this High Priestess and the future outcome? We have the Otter. All right. Interesting. You know, I'm going to share something with you in a minute. The bottom of the deck here is the Gazelle. Okay. So we'll dive into those probably at the end. depending on how they play into the reading. But I do want to share something with you, and this actually happened in another reading I did recently. So I want to share with you, if you look at the Hierophant, there's that light up at the top there. In the Bear card, this represents a light as well. So you have light being shown from both of these cards from the top. Okay, we can keep going. We also have here, right, this Ace of Wands. And if you look, there's like that focal point here with the Ace of Wands, right? And it has all of the same colors as the Dolphin card. Literally all of them. There's even blues and greens in both of these cards. But the color scheme is very similar with that focal point, right? Interesting. Then we have here the High Priestess, which if you look, she has these blue-green, I don't know, maybe they're curtains, or I'm not really sure what they are, on the sides of her. We have something similar in this Otter card here. So I just wanted to share that with you because I find that very fascinating. Anytime synchronicities like that happen, I feel like there's a reason, right? And I'm going to take it even one step further, because at the bottom of the deck for the tarot, we have the Five of Pentacles, which has this pentacle circle up here. You know, they're orange and yellow and brown in color. And at the bottom of the Animal Spirit deck is the Gazelle with that circle of similar colors. So just wanted to share that with you because I think it's fascinating, right? So let's jump into the cards, right, and see what you guys have. Again, we have that Hierophant, which is that lessons. It's patience as well. The Hierophant, I believe, or nope, I'm thinking of, it's not the Hierophant. It is temperance, patience. Temperance is patience. That's what I'm thinking about. The Hierophant is, again, that enlightenment or awakening, right? Lessons. It can also reference traditions, but in this case, right, there's that bear energy, and the bear does represent a spiritual awakening. So I'll go ahead and just finding in the book here, which I don't really feel like I need to, but nonetheless, yeah, I just want to read the top here because it says, waking from spiritual slumber, beginning anew. And then you have a fucking ace right after that, which is essentially the 1 in the minor arcana, okay? And then it's followed by the 2 with the High Priestess. So you're literally like beginning new. And, you know, this says the bear card represents an individual on the cusp of new directions and personal transformation, right? And it talks about, oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was like way down here with the card. It talks about it being difficult at first, right? Of there being obstacles to face and things like that. Well, you know, there's the stairs to climb. You got to get there, right? There's always going to be those obstacles. It's really about moving through them, though, and finding your own inner strength. But in order to get to the top, you have to start climbing the stairs, right? Even to get there. So I feel like, you know, Cancerians, excuse me, you guys have probably experienced some sort of spiritual awakening, enlightenment, some kind of experience like that, right? Linked to your spiritual journey. And, you know, it could be, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you haven't started a spiritual journey or that you haven't been on one for several years. You know, we always have this new level, new devil type of scenario where we reach new heights and then new parts of us awaken. We discover new things about ourselves or uncover new things about ourselves, right? So I feel like in your recent past, you may have experienced this or went through some kind of a lesson that sparked some kind of awakening, right? Or enlightenment or understanding, awareness. that sort of thing. Or maybe you even had somebody come into your life who was, you know, I don't want to say a teacher, because it doesn't necessarily have to be someone who like teaches spirituality or is a healer, but somebody who has some of those qualities may have come into your life, right? And maybe opened your eyes to something new, maybe woke you up like, holy shit, this is news to me, like I'm curious now, right? Or sparked some kind of awakening within you, maybe you aren't even aware of. Okay? But I feel like nonetheless, you've experienced something that has sparked some kind of spiritual awakening within you, whether new, as in never experienced anything spiritual in your life, or this is just new level, new devil, right? You've just reached a new peak and are traversing it, right? So in your present energy, though, we have this Ace of Wands, which again is that new beginning. And I feel like that's what's taken place here, because there's tons, there's a lot about new in the sense of the bear talking about a new or beginning anew, right? And then the Ace of Wands being the ace being the number of new, right? Of beginning of that energy. So, I really feel like it's like a whole new world for you. I don't know. I just got the song from Aladdin in my head, like a whole new world. I would sing it, but I'll probably botch it, so I'm not gonna. But that might, I don't know, man. That might be relevant for you. You might be thinking to yourself, like, I don't even know what the hell's going on. My whole world feels fucking different now. My whole world's been turned topsy-turvy type of thing. You might feel like it's a whole new world. Okay. I don't know. You let me know. Excuse me. I just need a quick drink. Okay. So again, this Ace of Wands here, right, is those new ideas or seeds of potential and that intense creativity, right? We talked about that, it's like seeding the future because you're inspired, right? I think that's going to be like my new way of explaining this card. I like that. Seeding the future through inspiration and creativity. Right? Like I almost get that feeling of like being inspired by the future. It's like, got it. Okay, so like this download comes in, right? A whole new world. And I'm getting the feeling of like it really being that way, like, oh, like this world is so much bigger than what I thought. Like the spirituality, like I feel like it just blows your mind and you're just like, yep, this changes a lot. Right? And I feel like it's like planting those seeds for the future, like laying foundations for the future with what you now know, right? Like seeing, oh, it's a whole new world, like, oh, there's so much more here than what I thought or recognized or was aware of. And like now I'm inspired. Right now it's given me this whole new outlook. Like that's how I feel. I feel like fucking Aladdin when he's hanging out with Jasmine, like, got the Prince Ali vibe from Genie going on. That's how I feel. And I feel like that's the energy coming or making its way to you for October, right? Like that something happened that or will happen that, kind of turns things on for you or turns the knob up a bit. And then you're like, ooh, okay, that gives me some ideas for some things. Ooh, you gotta tell me about that, Cancer, because those callings from your soul, ooh, like you can't see it, but like I got goosies all down the backs of my arms, all down my back and everything, because I know that feeling, and it's amazing. It's like a fire you can't extinguish. Right? It's like they're beckoning to you no matter what you do to try to distract yourself from it. It doesn't go away. And it's an amazing feeling. There's nothing quite like it. But let me find out. What's this dolphin here? I know this was a recent card in one of my readings, but I can't remember exactly what we're all about here. So, okay, yeah. Fucking shit. All right. You guys, I just want to share, like, as a reader, The universe, spirit, these cards never cease to amaze me, right? Like I get blown away by this shit all the time. So the dolphin energy here is innately intelligent. A healer represents light and blessings. The gifts of the dolphin are beyond what our human mind can grasp. Dolphin personalities are often drawn to the healing arts as they are sensitive to the subtle and enjoy working on the level of spirit. It's easy for dolphin types to underestimate the impact they make in the world. These creatures play such an important role in the wheel of karma that coming into contact with a dolphin type will change the entire course of your day and thus your life. This card can also indicate a profound blessing is on the way. I do want to share with you a couple of things. Firstly, if it didn't stand out to you, it should have. It says here, coming into contact with a dolphin type will change the entire course of your day and thus your life. This might have been, what happened in your most recent past, right? Remember, I talked about somebody potentially with teacher or healer like traits, qualities, skills, viewpoints may have come into your life in your most recent past. It doesn't mean yesterday necessarily, okay? But someone like this could have come into your life recently and changed your life, right? Led you to this profound, like this, I don't know why, but I get the word profound. It might have led you to these profound new understandings, right? And could have ignited that fire within you, right? Could have ignited ideas within you. Something I want to share is that when out of balance, this dolphin energy underestimates its own power. And then when in balance, can be an active healer or have a strong spiritual practice. So here's how I read these cards. This is your most recent past. This is your present energy. This is your potential future. Why is this card here? Because of this card. Why is this card here? Because of this card. Why is this card here? Because of this card. So for me as a reader, these new ideas, these planting seeds for the future with this new inspiration, right? Like having these new inspiration or inspiring ideas and creativity come in. Why? Well, because of this. And I feel like you've come into contact with somebody who is that type of energy, like a healer, or, you know, embodies light, or, you know, is spiritual in some kind of way. And that influenced you. I feel like it was like, oh shit, that person's right. Or, you know, they might have said or did something and you're like, oh my gosh, I should do blah. You know, whatever it is for you, insert whatever into the blank there. But I feel like there's somebody in your life who has impacted you. I don't know why, guys. I just get that feeling. And you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a physical person that you see every day. It could be spirit, you know. I don't know. I'm not you. But it, you know, you let me know how it resonates, okay? But I just get this feeling because of the Hierophant being here, you know, as like a teacher coming in, or a lesson being learned in spiritual enlightenment, excuse me. And that's here because you've had this new beginning and you've awoken from this spiritual slumber. And I feel like there's been somebody there who kind of like, if I'm going to use some stones here from my little grid to use an example just to show you, because I feel like if this amethyst piece is you, and you're sitting on your understanding or your level of wherever you were previously, I feel like universe just came along and if these fingers, these two fingers here that I'm about to flick this stone with, represent whoever this person is, or spirit or whatever, just came along and was like, boop, we're not waiting for you to step off no more. We just gonna, there you go. I feel like it wasn't anything planned. I don't feel like you were actively seeking out spirituality or whatever level, right? Maybe you're already spiritual. Maybe you weren't seeking the next level, right? Maybe you weren't really seeking much of anything, but it's like, boom, there it is. You have no choice. Because it's like, now you know, and you can't unknow what you know, right? So, I don't know. But the potential future outcome here is the High Priestess, which is intuition. This is somebody who's very in touch with their intuition. This does represent psychic insights, dreams, psychic abilities, right? This is like the bee's knees as far as spirituality and intuition is concerned. But I want to see why it's here before I dive deeper, because I have a feeling, but I just want to get some clarity and make sure that I'm not going to start talking about something and it's completely off, which I don't think anyways, because I think I'm a damn good reader, but nonetheless, can always be wrong. So let's see here. We have the Otter. Where are you? Come on, I just had it. There we go. All right, so the Otter energy, which is why the High Priestess is in your future potential position, right? The Otter represents unobstructed joy, playfulness, and contentment. Ooh, I like it already for you. Perhaps the most joyful creature within the animal spirit deck. Ooh, yeah. All right. Otter energy is the playfulness of a child, available to us at any age. They have a giddiness and reverence for life itself without the presence of doubt, worry, or skepticism. Imagine yourself with a little more otter energy. What would life look like? What would it take to bring you there? The otter card begs these questions and wants to transport us to that precious place as soon as possible. The celebration awaits. Okay, so potential future outcome. All right, here's what it is, Cancers, my Cancerian friends. I'm going to be straight with you. The potential future outcome, first of all, this whole reading so far has been this kind of indicator of a spiritual journey taking place, of things being turned on, of things being ignited, of realizations being made, right? And then we have this otter energy that's super playful and everything with the High Priestess. So this tells me that us going through this process, right? Us having this spirit, this awakening that's come, whatever level that means for you, and having ignited some, inspiration within us, perhaps creatively, excuse me. But when we step into a new level of spirituality, many times the case is that we turn on other gifts as well, right? When you start leaning more into spirituality and start quieting the bullshit of the 3D matrix human world, okay? When you start to quiet that, you start to hear, your other senses kick up more, right? You start noticing more things. You could likely be Cancer, and I would not be surprised at all if you were, especially as a water sign. You could be highly intuitive if you're not aware of it already. That could kick up if you are aware of it. If you're not, it could turn on. And this is my suggestion to you. I don't know why, but for some reason, I feel like if this happens to you, you might hide it, not talk about it, think you're crazy, maybe not share it with only certain people. And even when you do share it with people, I feel like you're going to be hesitant, because you're like, I get this feeling of you being like, they're going to think I'm batshit nuts. And I want to share with you that if that is the case for you, if that ends up being your story, come at it from a playful perspective. And I'm going to share with you, truthfully, that is how I started with my intuition. It was something, it was like the littlest things, and play develops it even further, right? So, now whether you're fearful of that, I guess will depend on whether you do it or not, but it's still fun, right? And it makes the, how do I word this? It makes like quieting your human programming that tells you you're fucking crazy. It makes it kind of quiet, right? Because it becomes more like a game. You kind of convince yourself like, oh, it's just a game I'm playing to see if my intuition is right, right? Like, does, I hope that makes sense. But I would like do things, I would come to a stop sign and have cars in front of me, and before they would turn their blinker on, I would guess, like, are they turning left, right, are they going straight? Right? I would just whatever intuitively came through right off the cuff without thinking about it, that's I would see if that's what the person in front of me would do, right? So you can start with things as little as that, but what I'm getting from this is to encourage you to play with it. That's part of, like, well, it's like, why is the high priestess here? Well, we have this playful, joyful energy, and I just was kind of shown this like merging, right? Like it wasn't hands. Okay, it wasn't shown to me as hands, but it was shown to me as like this. If you see like how my hands are like lacing together and interlocking and like merging and becoming one, that's kind of how I saw it. Again, not with hands, but that's how I saw this. And it's like, this is part of who you are. It's part of who you are. I think it always has been for many. I just got the word many. I think it always has been. Um, but I think, it's crazy because it's like, why is this here? Why is the high priestess here? We have like playfulness and joy and all these things. And in this case, I'm more getting the message of like, if this is your future potential, if you have these psychic dreams, these insights, these profound things that happen, one, you could be a healer because that has shown up here a couple of times with the Hierophant and the dolphin. But it could also, I'm also kind of getting this thing of like, if that shows up for you, play with it instead of fearing it, right? Like, see it as you coming together with yourself and embrace that and play with it instead of denying it and pushing it away. Because I feel like that pushing away is, it's like it's not meant for you. I don't know. As soon as I said that, even the energy shifted and felt different to me. So I really just, would encourage you to play with your intuition, follow it, right? See it as a tool. And again, I think this is something that you've carried with you as even through, childhood. It's something that you've probably had. Yeah, and then here, it says here too, without the presence of doubt, worry, or skepticism. And if you haven't been in this game, that, and I'm just calling it a game for lack of better terms, but if you haven't been on a spiritual journey and you haven't been playing this game for a while, then it could be something that you're incredibly skeptical about. Did I just see that? Did I just hear that? Where did that thought come from? You start to question a lot, right? Like, it can be very easy to be like, like, this isn't real. But I'm getting that energy of like, it is real. Trust your intuition. Trust yourself. Oh. So, I mean, that's like another storyline, but it's coming through hard. It's coming, like, I'm being shown as like a freight train plowing through everything in its way, right? Yeah, your intuition, like, if it turns on, like, don't be skeptical about it. Because trust yourself, trust your intuition, right? Um, Yeah. That's what I'm getting for you, Cancer. Like, trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust, what comes to you in dream and vision. Try to not be, be skeptical. Ask questions, be curious, but don't be so skeptical that you ignore your own truth. Don't be so skeptical that you rip yourself, you don't merge who you are, right? Like don't be so skeptical that you deny part of yourself, because that just creates a whole nother cycle of trauma and wounding and bullshit that you have to figure out later, right? So anyways, I do want to look at these cards here at the bottom of the deck before we jump off, because I am almost out of time for you. Cancer, you have been my longest sign reading for this month yet. So I do have to wrap things up here, but I want to quickly jump into what is at the bottom of the deck here for you. So there is the gazelle at the bottom of the animal spirit deck. You guys, I can't make this shit up. So bottom of the animal spirit deck is that gazelle card, which represents heightened awareness and ability, as well as being vulnerable. The gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty emits sophistication and elegance. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, bordering on hypervigilant, and this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all those predators out there in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment. Sit down, find your breath, and acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. So when out of balance, this energy can present as food allergies, insomnia, and even a racing mind. Interesting. Let me... Vulnerable. All right. So right bottom of the deck is that gazelle card, which we were just talking about. And then the Five of Pentacles is here at the bottom of the Light Seer's Tarot, right? So again, these cards represent here at the bottom of the deck what is hidden, unseen, it can be what is unexpected. So what's coming without us, really being aware. But the Five of Pentacles does represent financial or health difficulties. Okay, so you want my honest opinion here? Here's what I think. What's unseen, hidden, unexpected. I feel if you were to, say, deny this journey, this awakening, and should it lead to intuitive things turning on, psychic insights, dreams, etc., and you were to deny that, say, this is how I feel this energy coming through. As if you're like, nope, that's not who I am. I'm just going to carry on doing my 9-to-5 job, even though everything in me is telling me to quit. I don't know. I'm just using that as an example. It might not be your story. Okay, but let's say you're just denying that part of yourself, this intuitive part of yourself, this spiritual part of yourself, this journey that you have found yourself on, whether you want to be there or not, right? Let's say you deny that. The Five of Pentacles, right, talks about difficulty financially and with health. And then here, right, when out of balance, this gazelle energy has food allergies, insomnia, and a racing mind, right? That's not healthy. It's not healthy. So I feel like that denial, that pushing that stuff down, and that, taking it so seriously and being so worried about everything else, like, I feel like that will manifest physically for you. or it already has. Okay. If you're feeling like your health is not at its peak, if you're feeling, you can't sleep, you can't quiet your mind, right? You can't do all of those things. Like, I really feel it's because there are blocks here that need to be resolved, right? And I feel like those blocks have something to do with your spiritual journey and likely your intuition or gifts, your spiritual gifts. Take it or leave it, right? It's your story, not mine. But that is the message that I get coming through here. Because again, also the Five of Pentacles is about, it can be about being ostracized or left out, which I do feel that, you may get that kind of backlash or kind of result from someone, if you're like, okay, I've had a psychic dream and it came true, like, what the fuck? And you tell somebody, they're like, okay, that's, you're weird, bye. Right? It could leave you feeling that way. But here we have this gazelle, which does represent that heightened awareness and ability, and also represents being vulnerable, right? When this is in balance, the energy is graceful, perceptive, and artistic. Perceptive. So, I really get this feeling. Well, and the Five of Pentacles, again, is that chance to clear blocked energy, right? The Five of Pentacles, that also can be that representation. So I'm getting the feeling of just, you either blocking yourself and it creating health problems, excuse me, or you ultimately, maybe not right now, but ultimately, finding yourself in that space due to the denial of self, right? Because whatever's going on internally manifests physically. As within, so without type of energy, right? As above, so below, however you want to word it, whatever word you want to use. So, I would keep that in mind for you. But nonetheless, Cancers, you guys, I really hope this has been helpful for you. I would be excited about this as part of my spiritual journey, right? Anytime you have the ability to reach a new level and to make progress in your own journey and to become better, I see that as a good thing. So I hope that you do too. I hope you're excited about this journey. I hope that these incredible insights and creativity really does show up for you, because it's such a fun thing to experience. Again, I hope this has been valuable. I'm sending you guys so much love, tons of hugs. Have a beautiful October. Take care of your lovely soul, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye.